Hey, this is Michelle, and I'm back with another You, Me, Same 3, a collab that I do with Tiffany, Southern Gals Designs. And what we do is we take turns picking out 3 items, and we each get the same items and then try and see what each other come up with. This time I picked out a page of like Asian book paper, a button that I took the back off of, and then this different fiber stuff that came on a roll over in the floral section at Hobby Lobby. And I got it recently, so they still have it if anyone's interested in it. What I wanted to do was take some more book type papers, like the Asian printed one, and so I used some of the Jane Davenport inks and sprayed water with them to kind of make it like watercolor. They're very similar to watercolor if you've never used them. But I wanted the text to show through, so I just wanted it really watery and not too bright and vibrant. But I did want somewhat vibrant, so I used vibrant colors. I didn't have yellow, so that's why I used the Bombay India ink, just to bring that color in as well. I'm just adding water and kind of swirling it, and then dabbing the excess off on the back of the paper, and I can use that later. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do, but I do know that the center reminded me of, or I'm sorry, the button reminded me of like the center of a flower, and then that meshy stuff, being from the floral section, that kind of reminded me of flowers too. And so we'll see what I come up with. I also used some Reflex Rose Amsterdam ink because I wanted it to be just a little pop brighter, especially on that last paper was coffee filter paper, and not paper, it's like a coffee filter, so it was a little bit darker. What I did was I folded them in thirds so that I could get more than one, and I'm making petals, as you can probably guess. And I forgot one page, so I went back and cut that one out as well. And I thought with the bright colors it would pop better on a black background, so I'm just using a piece of, it's just black cardstock, just cheap black cardstock. And then I'm separating them to figure out, to get a good pattern of colors and text. And then I decide maybe that piece could be a vase. And so it started going fine at first, and then, it's wonky and ugly, so I just tossed that to the side and thought, keep it simple and just make it a rectangle. So that's my vase. Real fancy. And then I'm going to take a few of the others and make them a little bit smaller so I can have one big flower and then like maybe some little partial flowers. Just trying to figure out where to arrange them. Like I said, it's a lot of pushing it around the page, it seems, but these are just little dots, or I don't know what they're called. They're like, I'm not sure what they are, but I got them on clearance at Michael's a long time ago, and the ones that I ended up using, I used on my daughter when she was a sugar skull for Halloween. So that's why they're kind of half gone. These are just some, I think they're called jelly roll pens. They have souffle, and they have I think it's moon glow that shows up on black really well. But I was going to stitch them, and I thought, nah, why stitch it? I can just make like a faux stitch with these, and they're really bright and vibrant. And so if you don't have a sewing machine and you don't want to sew, you can always just kind of do some fake stitches with an ink pen. And so on the smaller ones, I used a pink, and then on the other ones, I used like a fluorescent red. And I'm not going to make you watch me do every single one of them, so I skipped ahead. And then I'm just using the Yoo-hoo glue stick to just kind of stick them all together, stick the petals together. Good night, love you. Love you too. Good night. It's okay. That was my daughter saying good night. So now I'm just going around the little tiny flowers as well. And now I'm going to put the bigger flower together. And it looks kind of, I don't know, it looks a little bald to me. So you'll see, I don't really like it. And so I add a few more petals to it, as you'll see. And I put the glue on the wrong side, but that's okay. So that's that. But again, it looks like it needs a little more fullness, so I start adding a few more petals. And it does need another blue one, so that worked out better. So I've used the Asian paper, and I'm going to use the button, and I still have that little weird mushy stuff left. And I thought at one time that it would kind of make a neat center underneath the button, but it doesn't, so that doesn't fly. That doesn't make it in the end, but that's okay. So I'm just using the glue stick just to kind of hold it in place a little bit. But the whole thing I put together kind of backwards, so but yeah, it is what it is. So there, I think that I might put that meshy stuff over top of the vase, and it does look kind of cool a little bit. But then I think I came up with a better idea for it, so you'll see. So I'm just using E6000 to put the button on with. And if I weren't lazy, I probably would have just used the hot glue gun, but I didn't feel like waiting for it to heat up, so I used that. And look, my nails kind of match. I didn't even notice that until now. So then I decided, you know what? That little piece that I trimmed off, that kind of looks like a stem. A dried out, crusty stem, but a stem. So I took it off of there and I cut those down and made kind of little faux stems for the flowers. And I didn't notice this until I was editing it, but the one flower is kind of hanging outside the vase in the end, and I really don't like that, but you know, you gotta let these things go. This is just super heavy matte medium. I use it all the time. Anything that's kind of dimensional or might not stick down well, this works really, really well for. So I'm just kind of futzing with those little stems, trying to get them in the right place. So it's late, obviously, because my daughter came in and said goodnight, but I don't know. Apparently I do this stuff a little bit too late because someone else just came in, so I've kind of lost track of where I'm at, and I apologize if I stammer a little bit again. Anyhow, so I think I kind of have it where I want. I'm just going to put one more little stem in there. At least I hope. Yep, one more little stem. And then I can take and glue all that in place. And again, I'm just using the super heavy matte medium and sticking it all down. And then I'm going to glue I'm going to take, that's just a Nupastel, and it's kind of in a darker purple. So I just kind of went around the outside and then used some water with a super crusty brush that's not even spreading water like it should. I think I need to throw that one away. Apparently I left it in paint or something. So now I'm going to glue the back of it. And see, the little one flower's kind of hanging out of the vase, but it's all good. See, I'm doing it backwards. I'm not sure. Kind of shows how my brain works. And look at my desk. It's such a pigsty, and it's always a pigsty, like always a pigsty. I have to clean it before, after. Oh well. So then I'm just looking for a little quote, and I get these little motivational books. I've said that before in other videos, but it's just got perfect little sayings. And I don't remember what it says right now, and it's too small for me to read, so I'll have to read it. You'll have to read it at the end. But I'm just cutting it down, and then I'll try and figure out where I want to put it. And I decided to back it just on a little piece of material in a blue color, and just use a glue stick and glue that down. And I did fray the other side so it kind of matches. But I'm pretty much done, just a couple extra little things. But I hope that you go and check out Tiffany's next. I'll have hers linked down below, as well as all the supplies that I used. Would love it if you subscribed, liked, ask me any questions. I really appreciate everyone that watches this, and let us know if you have any ideas for anything we can do next time. I just decided to frame the outside with one of the pens just to kind of bring it all together, I guess. And this one, that pen was a little bit lighter, so I switched and went over to the other pen after this. I think, maybe not. Oh, maybe I used the same one. I guess I did. But that's it. That's my journal page for this month. Thanks so much. Bye.